Hi, it's Leela. I want to talk to you about my wife. I am so proud of my wife. I'm so proud of my wife. By now, some of you are probably getting confused by pronouns because my spouse uses all the pronouns, all of them. Um, whenever I'm referring to my partner, my spouse, my nesting partner, I'm talking about the same person. Um, he is bi-gendered, and that's a term that's kind of a niche term, even in the trans community. A lot of people don't know what that means. And that means that my partner is someone who sometimes is very male and sometimes very female. And I have known that this female part of my spouse was there since literally like our third date. It was within a week of when we started dating. Um, I was told that, very clearly, it was that my spouse was like, "I'm a crossdresser," and my response to that was, "Really?" Because I love it when a man wears nylons, and that just made my spouse light up with so much joy. And this we've been dating a week at that point, and to me that was one of those "this is going to be true love" moments. Keep in mind, I at that point was a bisexual person who was um, not really sure how to navigate that. So to me, having a genderqueer spouse was just perfect for me, and so there was a lot of repression in my spouse's religious upbringing. Um, a lot of messages that this is just not okay to be a person who is genderqueer. Also, unlike a lot of trans people, and I do not want to invalidate the experiences of any of those trans people. I know and love many trans people who have dead names and are fully transitioning and are very clear that they are not their gender assigned at birth. That's just not the truth for my spouse. So for them, their gender is female and male. So sometimes he is a he very much, and sometimes he's a she very much. And I like to refer to her most of the time as by her feminine name and with her feminine pronouns because I know that makes her smile. But she doesn't mind what anybody calls her in terms of pronouns, as long as people are being respectful of the way that she's presenting. And for my particular partner, that's very clear. If it's long hair and a dress and nylons and heels, then call her she. And if it's pants and a t-shirt and a bald head, then it's he. Um, and he's very open to questions. I mean, yeah, any questions from friends, especially. Um, what I will say is that unfortunately, um, the coming out process has been painful and from unexpected sources. So, for example, when she decided to come out at work and start going to work as a woman, that process was overwhelmingly supportive, and we found that the people at work were just normal about it. And a lot of what she wants is just to be normal, just to be able to have a normal day to day life. And that's what we've got most of the time. I mean, she gets us off to work and school. She takes care of a lot of the kid stuff. She loves to cook. She makes great food, and she feeds us all really well. And she loves just doing those domestic care things, doing those wife things, doing those mom things. It's how she it's her source of joy. It's one of her major sources of joy. Um, where we found the most pain in this process of coming out over the last 7 years, um, family. Family's hard, especially religious family. Her father is a Lutheran bishop. Um, it's challenging to tell the people who told you that what you are is wrong that they're talking about you. And I mean, I have heard his sister tell me that drag queens are responsible for hurting children, not knowing that her brother is a trans person, that she was talking about her brother when she's talking about the trans people being evil. That's so hurtful. And I try not to out people, especially people I love. And and so taking that was hard. That's a blow. And that's an experience we've had with family, um, in different ways. the harder blow are the friends. The harder blow are the people who you think are close, the people who say they're close, who say they get it. And then, we just had one this past week where somebody who has known about the feminine side of my spouse for a very long time, for several years, but just decided that they needed to send a message that randomly out of the blue that effectively said, I don't think this is your truth and you need to go to a psychiatrist. It's so infuriating because I get to see firsthand the pain. I get to see firsthand the truth. I get to see the way that her life is so much better now. It's so much better now that she's out, and she's so much happier, and she's living just so much more free, and that is beautiful. But then she has to be confronted with all this hate, and not to mention the fear. I mean, I do know, because I work with conservative folks in conservative states quite a lot, and I know that most of them are good people who would never do anything to hurt my family. But unfortunately, a lot of the policies, a lot of the online rhetoric that's out there right now, it's legit scary. It's legit scary for trans people right now. There's a sense that you might get hurt if you go to the wrong bar or are walking around by yourself in a rural community. And I don't think that's true, but I think that hate speech matters and it makes them feel it. So yeah, I mean, that's my reality. I mean, it's beautiful that the world is making progress. It's beautiful that there are places like our beautiful home in Portland, Oregon, where my wife can be not only the only trans person around, and we can have, I call Portland Leave It to Beaver for queer people. I mean, literally, we're in a neighborhood where my daughter has friends who knock on the door and ask her if she can come bike riding. And her piano teacher was also a trans person. And she had a teacher who used gender neutral pronouns. And it's a place where the fact that we're a queer family is not a big deal. It doesn't have to be the overarching thing in the face of our kids' lives. Our kids' lives are not negatively impacted by the fact that they're other, because there are a lot of people who are other in their own ways, and we can really raise our kids with the values of tolerance and love that we want. But we are very much aware that this is something that we have because of this place, because of this little special place we've frankly literally bought our way into by buying a house here. And it's scary for us as a family that there are so many people who want to tear that apart. I mean, to put it frankly. And so, yeah, we just keep plugging away. And anyone who has any trans people in their lives that they love, or anyone who's coming out, please feel free to ask them questions. Talk to them about your worries. Talk to them about your concerns. Know that most of them, not to speak for all of them by any means, but in my experience, most people who I've known and cared about who are transgender, what they want more than anything is to just be accepted without it being a huge deal. So just a little advice. And then also, please keep in mind that you never know if a person that you love is a person who is genderqueer. Frankly, we don't know the inner lives of people, period. But I just say that because I know from having a closeted genderqueer partner for a long time that there were a lot of really horrible things that he had to hear from people that he loves, because they thought they were in a safe group. We're everywhere. We're normal people. Us weirdos, we're normal people. And we're all over the place. And so, yeah, just try to love. I try to just love. And I will say that I am really, really, really proud of my beautiful wife. I am so proud of her because she has been so brave. And coming out of the closet the way she has in middle age, really owning it, that power is inspiring to me every single day. And I am blessed to be with her. All right. Well, thanks and have a great day.